Pronya Prokopovna in a ballet skirt and on pointy shoes, and Svirid Petrovich is a lyrical hero. The program Ukraine on Stage will tell its viewers where they can see it. There is an event in the National Opera of Ukraine, not just another premiere, but the staging of the ballet by contemporary Ukrainian composer Yuriy Shevchenko, Chasing Two Rabbits, on the libretto of the soloist of the theater Tatyana Andreyeva. It has already happened that a feature film, a dramatic performance, or even a cartoon inspired composers or choreographers to a new musical reading of the topic. This idea was in my head for a long time. I wanted our own native Ukrainian comedy, the events of which took place in Kiev with our people more than a century ago. I really loved my city since childhood, especially the old section, its architecture. Volodymyrska Street, Yaroslav Wall, and St. Andrew's descent to Podil. This later turned into the main idea of the play.
А ми підемо, вип'єм, погуляєм, в цьому все життя і весь наш резон.
І подогрій шампанське!
Нас чекають баришні, коханки, жизнь така, що просто мармелад. Так заграй, заграй же нам гітарка.
I faced such a difficult creative question. I already wrote half of the ballet and did not know what to do. Everyone knew the film, in which there is the famous song, Canary Flying in the Sky, and I doubted whether to use this song or not. But in the end, I realized that this melody is the key. It should not be quoted, but it is necessary to work creatively with it. That's exactly what I did. The music to the famous film was written by the Ukrainian composer Vadim Homolaka. Later, this musical material was used in various theatrical productions. I took this intonation and I not only repeated it, but I worked with it and played it. On the basis of this melody, a gallop, a waltz, and even at the most tragic moment, a mourning march were the result. The play Chasing Two Rabbits was written by Mikhailo Staritsky on the motifs of the drama of Ivan Nechulevitsky in Kozhumyaki. Since that time, the main character, Svirid Golokhvastov, transformed from a tragicomic hero into a lyrical one.
Немножко другая конструкция, о чем? О том, что
This is a different design. It is about a person's choice between love or money, and that he betrays feelings for the sake of profit. It's a comedy, albeit a very sad comedy. And so we often see it in real life.
И мы очень часто видим в жизни подобные ситуации, даже не часто, а постоянно.
As for me, the story of Svirid Golokhvastov, Pronya and Halia is the story of old Kiev. But the time has passed, Kiev has changed, and later there was Bulgakov with his mysticism. Now we perceive this material differently. There was the romance of our hero, his tragedy, and a spatial fate. So our story shows a new angle, which was not in the play or in the film.
Трошки така космічна доля. Тому ця історія обрала новий рис, яких не було не у виставі, не в п'єсі і ні в кінофільму.
The 100-year-old story is relevant even today. It is only in Kiev that the play Chasing Two Rabbits is staged in several theaters. Every theater, like every generation, tries to read this theme in its own way and to find such expressive ways that were not there before. But the plastic solution has definitely been applied for the first time.
Над этой ролью очень было интересно работать.
It was very interesting to work in this role because it was necessary to change this character. Everyone remembers the film, and the audience expects that now there will be the same Golokhvastov. And here is a slightly different and more positive image of him.
Положительно позитивный герой.
This project was inspired by the performer of the part of Pronya, Tatyana Andreyeva, merited artist of Ukraine, soloist of the theater. She danced a lot of lyrical and heroic roles, and suddenly, Pronya. There is such a bright amplitude here. While dancing some part, you need to work in one hue. But here, there is a diverse palette. You can be both refined and funny. The image is quite lyrical. Any woman, no matter how she looks, if she is in love, she is beautiful in her love. It can be both touching and naive. Let her be a little clumsy and awkward, but we sympathize with her. For me, it's interesting. I love everything positive. A play like this cannot do without grotesque. It was present in the music, choreography, decorations, and costumes, and it only strengthened the general perception of the performance.
Это очень интересная тема для костюма, решить вообще все.
A very interesting topic for costumes. Complicated because the stereotypes still exist. And then ballet. But I'm always interested in participating in something new, incomprehensible. To develop something for the sake of it. There has never been such a ballet, such scenery, costumes and music. Everything here is new, everything is from scratch. That's why every artist is interested in working in this way.
Каждому художнику, я думаю, интересно всегда.
The National Opera of Ukraine positions itself as a realistic theater, where operas and ballets are staged in a traditionally classical manner. So this theater production is an experiment. We do not stand on the basis of the classical ballet. It would be ridiculous if a street cleaner in a fur cap danced 32 fouettes. Of course, when it comes to classical ballets, we try to preserve the purity of the genre. But at the same time, we have very modern performances. The creative group was easy to convince, because the idea is rather simple, but on the other hand, it is complicated. The simpler the idea, the more difficult it is to find subtext. Classics, folk dance, modern ballet, these styles differ from each other. They're rarely combined in one production, and even more so in a theater with a traditionally classical foundation. This time the ballet dancers had to work a lot on themselves.
Мне лично ломать не надо было, потому что
I did not have to break myself because since my childhood I tried to learn all the main stage styles, classical, modern. It was not hard. I just had to switch in time.
Которые есть в хореографии, но основные, сценические, классические, современная хореография. И можно сказать, что мне лично не было слишком тяжело, просто нужно было правильно переключаться.
The dance is typical, modern, and classical at the same time. This is modern ballet, very multifaceted, and it should be that way. From the moment the idea was voiced and until the premiere, it took 3 years of hard work of the production group and the entire theater staff. As a result, all the premieres of the ballet Chasing Two Rabbits are sold out. I'm satisfied with the result. I think that everything has turned out for us. Of course, we argued, we had to make tough decisions, but the atmosphere was creative, and I'm very happy.
Творческая атмосфера. Вот, но все, да, я довольна.
Передать ощущение.
The main thing, it seems to me, is that we managed to express the feeling that this is not a film, although it has the same characters, the same people and problems, and some kind of from fool to cool element. It emotes new sensations, rather than borrowing photos or an excerpt from the film, because it's a totally different genre. Actors of the National Opera of Ukraine told the audience a story which happened once in our beloved city of Kyiv, with great thrill and love for their city. But such stories are happening now and probably all around the world. I think this story is international. There were many foreigners at the first premieres, and I observed their reactions. Noteworthy is that they were engrossed in the performance, and they understood everything, because it contains eternal themes – love, deception, choice.
Тому що ці всі події, вони кохання, обман.
After all, tragedy and comedy have an international character.
Інтернаціональний характер.